CSIS 2470 is filmed before a live studio audience.
Hey, you decided to watch the bonus video. Cool. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to put a timer on this game that gives the robot a time limit before he can eat the donut. That's it, right? So if he doesn't get to the donut in time, we're just going to turn off all the event handlers and make the donut disappear, and that's it. So it'll be pretty straightforward. So first thing we're going to do is change our HTML to have a little message right here that says time remaining to eat the donut, right? And it's going to have nothing there because we're going to fill that in with our JavaScript. And so that's the only change I've made to the HTML. I'm just going to show you if I refresh here that we now have that at the top. I've added some CSS to style that, just one little block there in the CSS. And again, all this code will be provided for you if you want it. All right, so let's do a countdown. We just want to give him a timer, and if he doesn't make it, then he doesn't get to eat. So here's our robot code that we already have, right? This is everything that we've built. So what we want to do is, as soon as we initialize the game, start a timer, right? So let's build the world. Let's initialize the robot. Let's add the event listeners. Let's set the food. And then let's say set interval. And we're going to call a function that's like countdown, something like that. And we're going to call it every 1 second. That's pretty straightforward, right? So let's just make that function. Function down. And what are we going to do? Well, we're going to kind of do the opposite of what we did in the original video that hopefully you've watched that one first, right? That was the actual lecture. So hopefully you watched that one. In that video, we had a timer that went from 0 up to whatever. We're going to have this one go backwards. We're going to have a timer that goes from 10 down to 0. So let's start off with a timer right here. We'll call it robot timer. And we will set it when we first initialize the game. Robot timer is equal to 10, right? And then in the countdown, we're just going to say counter, what is it called? Robot timer, sorry. Robot timer minus. And let's just console it dot log. Actually, we don't even need to console it because we've already created a place to put it. So we'll put it right here, which is user feedback h3 span. So let's remember that. We need a place right here. Let timer display equal document dot query selector section user feedback h3 span. There we go. So now I have the timer display right there. So we set the robot timer to 10 and we set the display text content equal to robot timer. Let's start there. Let's not set the interval yet. Refresh. And now when we start the game, it says 10 seconds or just 10. Maybe we can concatenate on there, put a second. We'll just put right there, seconds. There we go, 10 seconds. So now let's set the interval. The interval starts the moment we reload the game, right? So we have a countdown here, and then we're just going to do that again right there, right? So we decrement this counter, 10, 9, 8, all the way down to whatever. And then the timer display text content is equal to whatever that value is right there. So let's refresh it. And now we should watch it go down 10, 9, 8, 7. Now it's going to get to 0 and nothing's going to happen because we haven't built that part yet. But in fact, it's going to go down to -1 or whatever, right? That's not good. So we'll fix that in a minute. And by in a minute, I mean right now. First thing, every time we call the countdown, if the value of the robot timer is already at 0, well, let's just end the game, right? So that's easy enough. If I have robot timer less than or equal to 0, then we can end the game. How do we end the game? Well, there's a couple things we want to do, right? Thing number 1, we want to hide the food. So food.style, remember that? Display is equal to none. Let's start there. And let's change this countdown to like 4 seconds so we don't have to wait so long. So refresh. And if we watch, after 3, 2, 1, the donut should disappear. And it does, right? Now you notice after it got to 0, it seemed to take an extra second to disappear. That can be remedied by just moving that decrementer right here. Because the moment it hits 0 is when we want it to disappear, right? What was happening before is it decremented to 0, but then it took another second for this counter function to run and see that it was at 0, right? So refresh it now, and it should go 4, 3, 2, 1. At the same time as 0, the donut vanishes. Okay. Also, we want to stop that interval, right? We're done with that. So we can just say clear interval, but you'll recall we need an ID for that interval. Well, we never set one. So let's come up here ID, and we will set it interval ID. And then I can clear it right here. Okay, so now what we have is this. Refresh, and after 4 seconds, the donut disappears, and it should stay at 0 seconds because the timer stopped, right? So this is pretty good, but then we also want to stop the robot from being able to move. He can still move, right? He can still turn and so forth. So we want to stop all that from happening, except, of course, we want to leave the reset button. Well, we already built the function for that when we built this robot game in the first place, and that was remove listeners. So remove listeners, right? So now I'm going to refresh and start moving the robot by clicking this, and as I'm moving, suddenly he won't be able to move anymore because the timer is going to run out. So move, 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 and soon, oh, now it just happened to get it to the edge of the screen when that happened. Let's do that again just to prove it. So I'm going to wait a couple. Now I'll move 1, 2, 3, and now he won't move. I click the turns, he won't turn, you can't eat, but he can reset, okay? The last thing we want to do is if the robot does catch the donut, then we want the timer to stop, right? So we want to just do that clear interval thing right there when he successfully eats. And that's easy enough. We go down to the eat function right there. And when we do all of this stuff here, we will also just clear the interval. So now 4 seconds is insane. Unless the donut's like right in front of me, I'm not going to be able to catch it in 4 seconds. But, oh, maybe turn and then move, 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 move. Oh, man, I missed it. I could have probably got it. Shoot. But he's locked up there. Let's just change it to a better speed here. At the very top, we'll go robot timer like 8 seconds. Okay. Refresh. I kind of panicked on that one. Up, 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 turn. Ooh, I'm almost there. Eat. I caught it just in time, and I have 2 seconds left. So that's it. I don't know if I would go as far as saying a practical use for the timer, but man, it adds a lot of stress to that game for sure. So hopefully between the lecture video where we did the little clock timer thingy, and then this application of it where you can see how we added it to the game to give it a little bit more excitement or suspense. Hopefully that helps you get a better grip on how timers and intervals work in JavaScript. Thanks again for watching the bonus video. We'll see you all in a lecture coming soon.